Hi YouTube, Bullion Saver here. I know some of you guys have watched my videos and I hope you have thus far enjoyed the two that I've posted. Last video I did, I mentioned that I would be doing a video about premiums. Now, I believe that it is crucial to understand premiums while stacking, especially if you're stacking like me for more of a retirement type of thing than a shit hits the fan, dollar collapses, silver is going to become so expensive that the only thing I'll be able to barter with are just these fractionals. But this goes more to getting the best bang for your buck. And the reason I'm doing this is because it was one of the first mistakes I did when buying, as I mentioned in my previous video. I really didn't understand premiums, or I actually didn't even know what premiums were until I got back home, and being the OCD type guy that I am, I ran an Excel and then I saw what premiums were and I saw what I had paid per ounce on the fractionals, and it was just ridiculous. So when I say buck for your bang, it goes more towards weight. What is the cheapest I can get weight at? Why, for example, it's sometimes better to save for a half ounce, a 1 ounce, maybe even a 5 ounce, or why it's actually cheaper per ounce to go for the kilos. I mean, this is a pretty darn big thing, but the kilo per weight per ounce, you'll find that most of the times it's cheaper to buy a kilo on 32.5 ounces-ish than 32 ounces separately. So basically, I went online to get some prices, and what I'm going to be doing and comparing is on the gold. Reason mainly being because a gold I've seen is a lot easier for people to go for fractionals than just 1 ounce bar gold. Yeah, you guys get me. Anyhow, I've seen a lot of people get fractionals, and I want to tell you guys why I am not a fan of fractionals. And actually, apart from those 3 small fractionals that you see in my previous video, I am not stacking gold in fractionals. So, went online, saw the bars. For this example, I'm using a Swiss one. I actually do not own any Valcambi bars, but from the selection I found at one of the sites, it was the one that could serve this exercise the best. So basically I went and looked at the grams per bar they were selling, the cost per bar, the price or cost per ounce. That's troy ounces, 31.1, not normal ounces, and the premium. If you don't know what a premium is, basically we're talking about how much more are you paying per ounce than market spot. Currently, market spot is at 1,300 bucks. So let's start. Basically grabbed and said 1 gram, 2.5, 5 gram bars, 10 gram bars. Then we jump to 31.1. This is basically the 1 ounce bar. Then we go up to 50 grams, 100 grams, and 100 ounces. Might have done that wrong. 100 ounces. I apologize if I messed up a bit here. Anyhow, exercise remains the same. If I go and look how much the 1 gram bar costs, we're talking about 50.86. And we basically go down the line with different prices, each of them naturally escalating because, well, you are getting more for, I mean, the more you buy, the more you have to pay. However, what we're going to end up seeing with this exercise is that the more you buy, the more you quote-unquote save. I know I kind of sound like one of those, what do you call them, discount stores and buy more, save more, but it actually holds true. Because we'll see that premiums are actually decreasing. Once more, I'm doing this with gold. I know that I sure as hell don't have $13,000 to spend on or to invest on stacking right now, may it be gold or silver, but this holds true for gold and silver. So just be conscious on that before anybody starts yelling and whatnot. Here we see when we divide 31.1, which are the amount of grams in an ounce, over the amount of grams in this bar, and then we multiply them times the price of the bar, that we're going to get 1581.75. That basically is if I bought 31.1 bars of 1 gram at this price, I'd be paying this much per ounce. And basically, that's the formula that would go again. 31.1 over 225 times 116.66, 1451.25, and we just keep going down the line. Same formula. If you want to do it in Excel, it's fine, which is basically what I did and what I do for every single purchase that I make. I just have a very, very detailed document telling me how much I paid per ounce, and I think I might have done something wrong here, but anyhow. And basically it helps me to keep track, and it keeps me centered on if the purchase that I'm making is right, or did I just go spend a bunch of money and I overpaid. You can not only overpay because, oh, someone sold a 1 ounce bar or 1 ounce coin, this very rare limited edition, blah, 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 blah. And if you're one of those stackers that just stacks for weight, you probably should keep an eye on premiums. And finally, what we do is we got the price per ounce that we're paying. As you can see, it's been decreasing all along. Starts very high and gets almost to spot, just a very small percentage per ounce above spot. And what we do is we grab this, which is what we're paying per ounce, we divide it over the spot, and then we do the -1 in order to get the premium in a percentage point basis, and we find that we're paying 21.67, 11.63, 8.05, 4.81, 2.09. As I said, I might have screwed up here, but anyhow, you'll get the idea once we're done here. 2.26, finally 1.75, and this is percent above spot per ounce that you purchase. So as we see, a lot of people like fractionals, and this is basically the reason I'm not a fan of fractionals. May it be gold or may it be silver. Take into consideration that we're talking about bars, literal bars. These are the ones that along with generic rounds, have the smallest premium. I bought this one at 3.5% above premium, and that's what basically the dealer said. Okay, let's just grab it, and spot is X plus 3.5%, and that's what I bought for this one. I apparently could have gotten, that was just a bit of time ago, and it was actually under, I paid under what spot is now, but basically, here you have it. It wasn't all that bad, or it wasn't all that off. So basically, this is why I'm wary about stacking fractionals, especially in gold, especially in silver. I mean, as I stated, this tiny one here, the 1/20th ounce, I paid, I mean, it was just probably about 40%. I don't have the document open, and it just went lower and lower and lower as I went higher and higher. And then again, sorry for the shaking, I'm holding this with my hand, you see that these beautiful kilo rounds are actually not that expensive per ounce. They're actually cheaper per ounce to buy a kilo than to buy 32 of these. So anyway, I just wanted to basically state it holds true where it's per ounce of silver, per ounce of gold, and I'm pretty sure it'll hold per ounce of anything. The smaller you go, the higher the premium is. If you want to really get into why that is, it basically comes to the amount of more effort that it takes to produce. If we're talking that this is a 1/20th, it's so small it's even hard to focus. This is a 1/20th, which means it takes 20 of these to make one of these. If you have to do 20 times something, it's just going to be a lot more work. Call it mowing the lawn by hand and taking 3 hours to mow the lawn versus mowing the lawn in a truck or a combine when they're just pulling in the corn versus pulling it in husk by hand. And it's a lot easier, and that's a quote-unquote, to make one of these than 5 of these. It's a lot easier to make, or a lot less effort once you're actually minting to make one of these than 32 of these, and definitely to make one of these than 640 of these, if my math is correct. I mean, that's just, I mean, you need to understand it if you're just stacking for weight. If we go into shit hits the fan and blah blah blah, to each their own. I know some people stack because of it, but if you're purely trying to get weight, maybe try to save up a bit more and don't spend these ridiculous premiums on 1 gram, 21% above spot per 1 gram. Maybe save a bit more, and maybe when you get up to $500, you can get it for just 5% above spot. But anyhow, guys, that's just a quick analysis. I'm just going to leave it here for 2-3 seconds so you can see how it does progress down. And this holds true for coins, this holds true for silver, this holds true for even the old platinum, which I'll probably get a lot of grief if I ever have a lot of people watching this video. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoy it. Keep stacking and see you next time.